Hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight? I said, how are you doing tonight? Amazing. I want to say, first and foremost, thank you so much to my friend, my castmate, Taylor Schilling, for that warm, warm welcome. I want to thank the Human Rights Campaign for this incredible honor and looking out here at these amazing faces and spirits doing the hard work every day to uplift and create the space and equality for so many deserving LGBTQIA individuals is really quite remarkable. So thank you very much. When I started to think about coming out here, I started having the conversation with myself with what it was I wanted to say, and it became abundantly clear to me that there are so many people who could not be here this evening, and in particular the young people who haven't yet found the space to use their voices and stand out loud in the way that they deserve to stand out loud. And I realized I had within my own family tree, a family member of mine who is currently one of those quieted, dimmed voices. And I realized what I wanted to do tonight was to address him and all of those quieted, silenced voices. So I would like to preface this letter that I am going to give to him here by saying that in order to respect the privacy of my family member, his name has been changed to Sam. Also, to my family, we have well over 300 of us, so there's no use in trying to piece together this puzzle, okay? And as we say in Igbo land now, ngwa. My dear Sam, I know you couldn't be here with us tonight, but the truth of the matter is that more than anything, I wish you could have. The most important thing I could think of tonight is you. It was not the fact that I was coming to one of my favorite cities, Washington, D.C. It was not the idea of figuring out what in the world I was going to say while receiving this incredible honor. And it was not the challenge of working silly jokes like HRC is actually at the HRC into every conversation, although the latter has proven a very close second. No. In the end, Sam, you are the most important thing. It is knowing that, as you, my young, bright, shining star learns to navigate life, a pressure in and of itself is now leveled with the weight of learning to live his open and honest truth. Now, I know there are so many young LGBTQIA kids around this globe today, just like you, who spend many stressful hours away from their childhoods worrying about how their truth might be received. But Sam, I want to remind you and all of those who are slowly finding their voices how liberating the truth can be. Now, I can still remember the time when you and your family came to visit me in New York City at that young age of 14. You spoke passionately about your love for the city and how you hoped to one day live here. Why? I asked as we walked. Because of the freedom to be yourself lives here, you said. And you began to share your thoughts on what was then known as LGBTQ issues. Now, it was in that moment that I began to listen with great intent. Suddenly, I heard not just what you were talking about on the surface, Sam, but I heard what it seemed like you were really trying to say. And I will be forever grateful that on that same walk, we ran into my friend, Frankie. Now, Frankie and I had known each other for the better part of our professional careers. We started together as theater kids on the Broadway. And yes. And I have admired Frankie throughout the years, not only for his immense talent, but most importantly, for his pride and ownership of his gay identity, his fabulosity, and his unwillingness to apologize for either. Now, to date, Frankie is the only person I have ever met to take the lyrics to Rihanna's "Shine Bright Like a Diamond" and change them to fit himself so that they say "Shine bright like a Frankie." Because he glitters in the light, and man, it is oh so beautiful when he does. Now, I can still remember today that meeting, a strange coincidence on the street with Frankie, his kind and completely fabulous self, and you, Sam, seemingly transfixed. And after our quick exchange, we dispersed onto separate paths, and you, unable to quench your curiosity, inquired incessantly about Frankie. And it quickly became clear that your questions went beyond just public intrigue. They were personal. And I imagined that you had seen a piece of yourself in Frankie. I knew then that my one wish for you was that you could feel safe and that you could be yourself. And now, later that day, as we sifted through clothing at a store downtown, you brought up Frankie yet again, this time asking, "Why do you think Frankie acts that way?" And I replied, "Oh, because Frankie's special. Isn't it great to be special?" And there was a pregnant pause and a powerful pause as you considered this idea, and you looked at me and you said, "I think I'm special too." And my response then is the same as it is now. Yes, you are, and don't you ever forget it. Because see, what I want you to know is that you most certainly are special, but also that you are not alone. Many have come before you in this fight to live a life openly and equally, but it is my hope that none will have to come after you to achieve this basic human right, that which is afforded to anyone else upon this earth. And that very special conversation with you reminded me of a pivotal conversation I had with my best friend, Crowley. Now, I have known Crowley since I was 7 years old. Now, he likes to embarrass me by informing anyone who will listen that I once fell asleep in our first grade class at school, and our teacher told everyone to just let her sleep. Now, I let him tell that story because it's what best friends do. We let them tell our stories. And I also let him tell it because he has always been one of the most amazing, unconditional, loving, and supportive friends I have ever known. One night, whilst on our summer break from college, Crowley was driving me home from a night out with friends. And he decided to drop me off last that evening. And I didn't think anything of it initially. And it wasn't until we parked in front of my house and he turned off the car ignition and said, "I have something to tell you." And I was perplexed and I wondered to myself, okay, what could Crowley have to say? And all of a sudden his face became very red and I knew it was going to be something serious. I held my breath and I said to myself, "Uzo, Crowley is about to tell you he is in love with you." True story. Suddenly, without warning, he punched the steering wheel, and very quickly I readjusted and said, "Nope, nope, 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 Uzo, Crowley is not about to tell you that he is in love with you. Crowley is about to come out to you." And I waited, and he did. And as I listened to him share his story, as you have shared yours, Sam, I knew I had only one job that night, to try to also be the same awesome, unconditional, loving, and supportive friend that Crowley had always been to me. I tell this story because it's what best friends let you do. You tell their stories. They are their true selves. And I tell you this now, Sam, because what gives me the greatest joy is seeing my friend live a full and happy life every day. He is the reflection of progress made and a shining example of how the truth of being yourself really does set us free. It truly does get better. And now the last thing I need you to know, Sam, is that you are loved. I want you to understand that truth deep inside the marrow of your being. Know that you have a family in us all around the world, which supports you and will continue to support you in the same beautiful way that your nuclear family already does. Know that you have allies at home as well. And if there is ever any doubt, our cousin, Chubi, can also share his story with you. It wasn't easy growing up in the 80s, generally. Now, those fashion choices, the jury is still out on most of them, okay? But it really wasn't easy coming into one's sexual identity in Nigeria, a country and a culture I am proud to be a part of and love so dearly, but one that is still worlds away from offering the equality and acceptance that every citizen deserves. Chubi, my brave cousin Chubi, was so courageous to live out loud and to be his true and authentic self. Now, my mom told me the story of walking her brother through that tough first conversation about his son being gay. "Brother," she said, "are you prepared to lose your son because he is a what? A gay?" "Mommy," I said, "you don't say a gay, it's just gay." "What do you mean?" "Never mind, just keep going." She again started, "Are you prepared to lose your son because he is what? Gay?" And in the end, he wasn't. We weren't. The only thing that mattered was that we had our son, our nephew, our cousin, our brother in our own lives to share in his radiant, strong, powerful, ever special light that only our Creator could make manifest. Now, it is because of these lives, and the ones we will never come to know, Sam, that I can borrow from the late Maya Angelou and say, your passage has been paid for. Now, I won't pretend with you or any other member of this duly chosen tribe that there may not be bumps along the road in your future. Undoubtedly, there will be. And though you still have miles to go, I am an army ready to support you. And as the fight wages on, know that there is joy on the other end of this glorious rainbow. I have in my own life known too many Holy Spirits happily living their lives out loud to not know this to be true. I'm going to say just this. I love you, Sam, more than you could possibly ever know. We all do. And if tonight can serve no other function than to reaffirm that principle, then I will it to be so, with the hope that I might serve as the space holder this evening to relay one basic and simple truth: you are loved, period. You are special, and don't you ever, ever forget it. Thank you so much. God bless you all. I am so deeply honored and moved. Thank you so much.